They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression. They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression on the billboards ever since. 100 years ago we was lynched. Now they use germ warfare to kill us. I'm convinced, got the evidence. I look around and it's evident. Then go down to City Hall and see so much negligence. Real art is intelligent. A true artist sends messages that speak to your intelligence. They fought and died so I can do my thing. Not to get drunk and high or join no game. I will not let none of you die in vain. For my people I bang, bang, bang. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. They say post-traumatic slavery disorder's fake, but I just tell them all to wake up. Everything we went through, what a way down a rape, bro. Isn't our genetic makeup. So I am my ancestors from block to block. Let's build like it's Tetris. We must unite, link up like a necklace. They fought and died and we disrespected. So I come to correct it. The legacy they left I protected. We only think about self and neglected. You're African but yet you rejected. No, my ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. I do. I go.
Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. This is the Eco Beloved Live and direct. If everyone can hear me, please press 1. Say hello, good evening. Put in your comment section where you're tuned in from. Live and direct here from Queens, New York, and the Eco Beloved. And this is your On Point Weather Report. We're simulcasting live also on New Freedom Exchange, on YouTube, and on Facebook, and also on the Eco Beloved. Thank you, Sister Zakia Muhammad, for pressing 1. Good. I sound crystal. I sound clear. Great. If anyone can also share where you're coming from, what city are you tuned in from, so we can shout you out and also be more specific in terms of our discussion tonight as it relates pardon me, as it relates to our pending or in potential snowstorm that we have. Yes, we have New Jersey in the house. Okay. Very good. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Yusuf Rios. That's out in the Ohio / Chicago. It's the Midwest in the house. Brother Hanif, Kansas City is in the house. Okay. Okay, so come on in. Please share the live stream. Please share the live stream to your friends, to your family. Let them know that we are discussing tonight what's happening already in Chicago already. Is already snowing as we speak from this winter storm system that we have. And that same system will take place and continue to move due east through the Ohio River Valley, and then eventually transferring its energy to a coastal low system that will develop off the Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. More so, probably north of that. More so, now we're looking at it's forming just due east of the state of Delaware. And we want to talk to you, those living on I-95 from DC to Boston. The conditions will be going downhill tonight. Those living in Virginia, Maryland, Central PA, getting to places, our friends in Pittsburgh, going to State College, Harrisburg, all the way down to our friends in Maryland, Central, Northern New Jersey, and Central and Northern New Jersey specifically, and then New York City and Long Island, and eventually Connecticut and Boston. So we're going to discuss first some of the time frame that we have, and just to let you all know that we are less than 24 hours away. So there are winter storm watches up for basically from DC all the way up to Boston, at least DC to New York City. Correction. At least DC to New York City, there are winter storm watches up because our storm system is not too far away from precipitation forming in that area. So winter storm watches are up. Those are probably will become warnings, and I think they have for especially down in Virginia and the DMV area, because you all will start precipitation first. That's overnight tonight, starting around 2 a.m. And let me flip my camera over so you all can see what I see, and we can have a discussion this evening. And if you have any questions, feel free to write it in the chat, and we shall discuss it. That camera here. Okay, here we go. All right. Yes, we're going to talk about Hartford, Connecticut in just a second. So this, what we're looking at, is the timetable for expected precipitation evolution or arrival, and that's from January 31st to February 2nd. And so make this a little bigger here for you all. So this is 2 a.m. Sunday, and this is overnight tonight. Snow is starting to get in, precipitation starting to get into the Virginia, Maryland, a little bit of also Western PA. It's already snowing moderately, that darker blue color. It's already snowing moderately in the majority of the state of Ohio, still snowing there. Northern Indiana, getting into Detroit as well, but snow finally getting to Cleveland. We get to see some action even in southern Ohio, Toledo, and Cincinnati. And then parts of West Virginia as well, especially northern portions of West Virginia. And we want to move this up to swing this over to 8 a.m. Sunday. A couple more hours later, it's moderate to heavy snow falling now in Pittsburgh, now in a little more central PA, but it's definitely snowing moderately. DC, Baltimore, and Northern Virginia. Snow is starting to get into Delaware and southern New Jersey, but that's what's going to take its time. It's going to be some dry air first. And once the atmosphere becomes moisturized, if you would, that snow will start to stick, and it'll start to come down. It'll start to stick. Initially, probably will not stick if it starts out light, which it will start out light in most areas. But as time goes on, the atmosphere gets moist. We'll start to see more snow coming. Snowfall rates pick up in intensity. So let's head over to 1 p.m. Sunday now. This is 1 p.m. Sunday. The snow is now into majority of Central PA, State College, Harrisburg, York, and Southern PA. Still snowing in Delaware. Still snowing in DC and Baltimore. Northern Virginia is still snowing. Northern Delaware is now getting into some action. Southern New Jersey is starting to snow. It's starting to creep up to Central New Jersey, but it doesn't get there till around 7 p.m. Sunday, where we have snow now getting to Philadelphia, and snow finally falling at a nice clip in Philadelphia. Now it's snowing most of central and southern New Jersey. Now it's starting to be some light snow heading in here for northern New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and little points north. Central PA, you getting blasted heavy snow pretty much throughout the whole duration of this storm system. Central PA is going to get blasted. Now, folks in DC and Baltimore, we will see some mixing, and I know it's dreaded. This might be dreaded because for DC, it's been 708 days. It's been 708 days since we last seen a snow of 1 inch or more in DC, the city itself. So I think we're going to get that here. Obviously, before the mixing happens, I think we're going to definitely get more than 1 inch before that mixing and that sleet and freezing rain comes in to play with some warm air that's going to invade. As you see south of that in Norfolk down to the Tidewater, that's just plain rain going down to Southern Virginia and into the state of North Carolina. And also, there's going to be some mixing happening in Delaware, and especially southern New Jersey towards Atlantic City, and maybe also a little bit later on once the snow starts to pick up in the eastern portions of Long Island. Well, let's continue on Monday's track. 1 a.m. Monday now. We're on 1 a.m. Monday. It's still snowing hard in central PA, and still snowing. Now snow is moderately falling in northern New Jersey. That's Newark, East Orange, Patterson, etc. Jersey City, all points, basically all of northern New Jersey. New York City is finally starting to snow at a pretty good clip. Long Island, you're starting to snow out there in Suffolk County. And there's some snow that's trying to make its way up to the Hudson Valley and into Connecticut. And that's 1 a.m. Monday. 7 a.m. Monday, time interval here. It's snowing moderately now. From this point, from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., the snow's going to pick up in intensity for all of northern New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and now it's snowing even up into Nassau and Suffolk County, and Long Island snowing. Now it's snowing moderately, even southern Connecticut, and also snowing up the Hudson Valley a little bit, up to Poughkeepsie, and now snow is starting to enter the picture in Rhode Island and the Cape Cod, and eventually up to Boston. 1 a.m. Monday. 1 a.m. Monday time frame. 1 p.m. Monday, excuse me. 1 p.m. Monday, we're still dealing with precipitation. This is going to be a long duration storm for us in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and New England region. This is going to be a very long duration. That means precipitation will be prolonged. And if you get caught in some of these heavy snow bands, which that cannot be forecasted, that's more of an outcasting situation in terms of where the heavy snow bands set up in this region. So right now, it's snowing moderately. It's in /heavy 1 p.m. Monday. All of central PA. Snow eventually changes over. In fact, the ice, freezing rain, or perhaps rain was changed over in DC and Baltimore before eventually ending later Monday evening in this region. But it's definitely heavy snow up into New York City, Connecticut now, and Rhode Island is getting some of the action. And then Boston finally gets some of the snow to start around 1 o'clock on Monday. 7 p.m. Monday. Rain snow line. That's the question. People have some questions about where does the rain snow line set up? Well, right now, the rain snow line is going to be where you see the green shading color at, and that's really the sandwich or the sandwich effect, where if we go a matter of miles, 10, 20 miles, 30 miles north or west is all snow. 10, 20 miles south, rain. So the Cape Cod, Nantucket, rain. Eastern Long Island may get some, Suffolk County may get some rain mixed in too, but definitely the coastal areas of New Jersey, Atlantic City, rain. And then eventually Delaware gets some rain in there too on 7 p.m. Monday. Still snowing in DC and Baltimore, but that's about to taper off as we get into 10 p.m. Monday. Still snowing. New York City, up north, still snowing in Connecticut, all snow. Boston, all snow. And eventually some snow starts to creep into New Hampshire and Maine. 7 a.m. Tuesday, snow is tapering off in DC and Baltimore, and it's still snowing. Northern New Jersey, New York City, Hudson Valley, Connecticut, Boston, still snowing. Eventually, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine get some of the action. Be careful of the rain snow line. which is that rain is still going to is creeping, but it's mainly going to be a coastal threat at this point. And then finally, 1 p.m. Tuesday, snow starts to taper off in New York City, New Jersey. Still snowing in eastern Suffolk County. Out there in Suffolk County, still snowing in Connecticut. Still snowing in Boston. And then eventually, 7 p.m. Tuesday, our storm system is winding down. Light precipitation. This light blue color is really light precipitation. So basically wrapping up, and then getting into 10 p.m., 12 a.m. Wednesday, the storm system will be gone. But we're talking about a duration of hours and hours of precipitation for us. So just be prepared for that to happen in this time frame. Now, people want to know how much snow. People want to know how much snow for your particular locale. And let's discuss that too. And also discuss the latest in terms of watches and warnings that's up as well. I want to give that information to you all. And let's pull that up and show what we got. What are the questions we have? Yes, rain and snow line. We answered that question. That's a coastal threat. Yes, Hartford, Connecticut looks like to be all snow. In Hartford, Connecticut is all snow for you guys. I don't see mixing. I don't see mixing being a threat. So let's go into the watches and warnings now for the Regent and our friends in the Midwest who's snowing right now. We'll go over a little bit with them too. Let's see. Well, we're going to discuss how much snow in just a second, guys. I know we're excited to find out how much snow we're going to get. Some people are upset. Some people are happy. Well, you know how that goes. All right. These are the watches and warnings. So I'm going to zoom in here. And what we have here, all these little boxes, pink boxes. Those are watches in the light blue boxes. Pink is our winter storm warnings. And let's click in Philadelphia. So X that out. This is Mount Holly Weather Office out of Philadelphia. Covers majority of this region that you see here shaded. And we're going to look at Philly, for instance, if we can get there. Okay, here we go. So Philly's under winter storm warning now for a majority of 1 p.m. Sunday, like we said, to 10 a.m. Eastern Tuesday. And what can we expect? Heavy snow is expected. The National Weather Service is being lenient, or more so being balanced, in saying it's going to be at least a half a foot, at least 6 inches in Philadelphia. So this is going to be a shovelable / plowable event. That's without a doubt for it. Majority of the cities along I-95, this will be a shovelable / plowable event. Okay. Now, on the heavier side, you can get up to a foot of snow in Philadelphia, but I'm going to say that's going to be more than likely close call, a very close call. I would say at the least 6 to 7 inches, locally higher amounts, but I would say the higher amounts definitely will be points north and more so west, going into the counties over. So places like, let's back this out. Real quick, also wind. Before we go any further, this storm will have wind with it, gusts up to 45 miles per hour, which will which will create blowing and drifting snow, and visibilities will be at times very difficult for any type of travel, especially driving. Do not recommend driving at all for that Sunday time period. Sunday, definitely no. Monday is definitely a no driving situation in terms of what's happening. And then For the most part, a lot of us are blessed to be remote. Some of us are not. Some of us do have to go to work um, by bus or by car or whatever the case may be. So please be careful if you do. Be safe. But definitely those who do not have to go out during this time, that Sunday afternoon going into Sunday night, Monday, all day Monday, definitely do not try to travel by car. It's just not going to work out. So Philadelphia, we went to Philadelphia, but I want to show Lancaster. I want to show the difference. Just a couple of a couple hundred miles away from the city of Philadelphia. What's the difference? So this one is still warning in effect for this Lancaster and surrounding counties like York, Harrisburg, Newport, Lebanon, Hershey, PA. And again, out here, 8 to 12 inches of snow. No mixing. No have to worry about mixing of rain, sleet, ice. This is going to be a pure snowy event for all of central PA, central southern PA. Pure snow event. So whatever does fall is going to stick. And it's going to come down heavy at times. Moderate to heavy pace. Now, where those bands set up, those heavy convection snow bands, where they set up is something that I cannot tell right now. That's a now casting situation. Cannot predict where heavy snow bands set up. That's just not something that you can predict ahead of time. So what will happen is that we'll monitor that on the radar, and that's the key here. How the radar fills in, if there are dry slots, how much dry air does get involved in the storm system in the very beginning, where there's a duration of waiting for the snow to actually fall from the upper levels of the atmosphere. It could be snowing way up in the atmosphere, but it doesn't make it down to the surface. That counts as what they call virga. Virga is precipitation that does not reach the surface of the Earth's surface. It's raining or snowing up top in the atmosphere, but it never reaches the surface. So that dry slot or dry air that's at the surface, how long does that period take? How long does the atmosphere take to get moist? You know what I'm saying? For us to start to see the snow reach the surface and eventually start accumulating. That's the question. Don't have the answer. It's just, again, more of an outcasting situation. Well, can't say the dry air spot will be for New York City specifically. I mean, but it is possible, but can't predict that. So that's the watches and warnings, and these go as far as south as DC. So let's go down there. Let's go down here to DC. Okay, this is the Baltimore, Washington National Weather Service office. And let's see what they have for our friends in Baltimore. And pretty much Baltimore, D.C., pretty much going to be the same in terms of the weather, in terms of the system. And again, National Weather Service is being conservative, going for 6 to 12 inches. 6 to 12 inches for the Baltimore and D.C. area. I will go with the range of 6 to possibly 8 inches. And I will say the foot situation. I would say that is to be our friends mainly in northern uphill Maryland. For those in like the upper hill counties of Maryland, towns, further up the away from DC and Baltimore. Shout out to Kimberly Songstress. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, for the counties north of DC, north of Baltimore, those who stay snow further, before the rain snow line makes its approach to DC and Baltimore, I would say that you guys, there's a chance that someone in Maryland will get a foot. But for DC itself and Baltimore, I'm confident in saying that this will be a 6-inch, half a foot to possibly 8 inches of snow. Regardless, you're breaking the drought in DC. You're breaking your drought in DC for 708 days of people waiting to have see snow in the city that's more than 1 inch. It's been 708 days since that has happened. So the record will be broken. That record will be broken. That drought of seeing hardly any snow in DC and Baltimore, specific DC, your time has come. This is a storm system that's going to bring snow to you guys first. Precipitation will start here first, and then as the storm system transfers its energy to the low pressure system, the new storm system that will take shape off of Delaware, that's when everyone else gets into play. Yes, Northern Virginia too. So that whole Northern Virginia, the DMV area, we just was looking at the warnings. So this is Virginia. We're looking at it right now. We're looking at Virginia right now. We're looking at Leesburg, Winchester, all the suburbs southwest of DC. These are all under winter storm warnings. And generally speaking, this whole area, let's click in to one of these counties here, a random county. Generally speaking, this is whose county is this? Warrington County. And this is around these other counties here. And again, a general swath here in Warrington County, 4 to 8 inches of snow, generally speaking, because there will be some ice mixing in this area. So the ice will be on top of, we're going to get some ice on top of the snow. It's going to snow first. All of Virginia, Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland, DC, and Baltimore to begin with, it's going to be all snow. But in the middle of the time period, we could see some mixing happening here. So let's do this. I'm going to show some models, computer models. I know people are itching. We covered accumulations. What we just didn't do, our friends in New York City, cannot forget. Shout out to our friends, my peoples here in New York and the tri-state metro area for tuning in. Those who will see this live later, anybody who's listening to this live later, especially my friends in the Black Queens resource group for the borough of Queens, who last time we had a storm helped to shovel out a lot of the elders, volunteered to help shovel out all the elders in the community. Get ready, because we're probably gonna have to do that again, more than likely, with this storm system here. It's been a while. That was last month. Everyone had time to rest. Now it's time to pick up those shovels, pick up those snow blowers if you have one, and get back to work. So for New York City metropolitan area, that includes Connecticut, that's Northern Fairfield County, Northern New Haven, Middlesex, New London, Southern Fairfield, New Haven, all of Northern New Jersey, Essex County, Union, Putnam, our friends in Rockland and the suburbs, Rockland, Westchester counties, of course, Manhattan, the Bronx, Staten Island, Kings County, Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, all of those above. Everyone's under a winter storm watch, the whole tri-state. Now, in New York City here specifically, Queens and all 5 boroughs, is the difference. Last time, the last storm system, we had more snow in the Bronx than we had in Southeast Queens, around JFK and that area over here, and definitely more snow, less snow towards the Rockaways and southern Brooklyn, southern Queens, extreme southern Queens, extreme southern Brooklyn. That is because we saw some a lot more sleet, freezing rain, and ice. We saw a period of sleet in southeast Queens and southern Brooklyn and parts of Long Island had periods of sleet. Now, sleet is just another form of some ice. It's like hail, but sleet smaller pellets. So when you hear that pellet go pop, pop, pop on your windows and like your air conditioners, if you still have them in for during this winter period, that's sleet. Snow doesn't make that type of sound like sleet does. The sleet is louder when it falls to the surface, especially the harder surfaces of the air conditioner or the windows and stuff, things of that nature. Now, this go around, there's a lot of cold air in place. So to the snow lovers' fantasy, this is what we like. You know what I'm saying? This is what we like to. This is what we like to hear. We don't like to hear sleet. We don't like to hear freezing rain or rain because that whole snow accumulation is down. For majority of us, Queens, Southeast Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx. This is a general rule of thumb. It's going to snow. It's going to snow hard. Southern Brooklyn, Southern Queens. I'm talking about Rockaway, Southern Brooklyn, Coney Island, parts of Suffolk County out to the Hamptons. My only concern there is, again, sleet. But for majority of the folks, Southeast Queens, all Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, is going to be majority all snow this go around. Now, and it's going to fall. When it falls, it's going to start picking up. It's going to fall hard. Now, again, cannot tell anybody where those heavy snow bands set up. Cannot say that. Where they do set up is going to determine who gets what. Who gets what in terms of how much snow. On the low end, as much 6 inches, right? Half a foot. We got some questions in. Let's see. Shout out to Asia Tiffany. Assalamu alaikum. Shout out to Sister Hasina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for tuning in. She says 45 miles per hour winds in New York City. Is that real or am I reading that wrong? That is real. That's real time. 45 miles per hour winds, especially along the coast. Coast areas is New York City, Long Island, coastal New Jersey, down to up to Connecticut, up to Boston, especially then the Cape out to Nantucket, Cape Cod. Yes, 45 miles per hour and perhaps even stronger is likely. Yes, so there will be periods even towards New York City. I mean, that's to 30, 40 miles per hour. It's still going to blow and drift snow, especially below snow around. So it's going to create visibilities that are going to be quite dangerous to drive. So yes, that's true. That will be happening. Now, Hasina. So yeah, we just discussed PA. We did. You just missed. We just missed Central PA, down Central Southern PA. That's we're going to come back to that because we're going to show the radar, but I'm going to show a couple of other things here, from a couple other models. But Central Southern PA is going to be smack dab all snow. No sleet, no freezing rain, no rain. Smack dab, you'll get hit hard. And generally speaking, Central Southern PA, I'm pretty much guaranteeing or saying that it's going to be at least a foot. York, Harrisburg, State College, 10 to 14 inches. Someone's going to get at least a foot. Now, there's some models that's putting out ratios of 2 feet. Somebody's going to get 2 feet. Not saying who that is. Cannot say who that is. Because again, that's now whoever gets into those heavy snow bands of 2 inches, 3 inches per hour of snow per hour. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're going to make up for those totals of 2 feet. Somebody will get 2 feet, but to say where, don't know. So we have to pay attention to see how the radar fills in overnight tonight, going into Sunday, Monday time period. That's where we're at. So New York City, get ready. And New Jersey, get ready. Connecticut, get ready. Boston, get ready. Boston, you're not yet under. Anyone in Boston is not yet under. You guys are not even. Oh yeah, you guys under winter storm watch. Let's go over to Boston real quick. So Boston, anyone to Boston and Worcester, and those beautiful places in Boston. Winter storm watch is up for Boston. Our friends up in Boston. Same thing, same ordeal. Same ordeal for Rhode Island, Boston, same Providence, same place. 6 to 12 inches. Someone will get a foot closer inland, less towards the coast of Nantucket, Cape Cod. There's going to be some rain, going to be some ice mixed in there. So, less snow. But if you're inland, further inland, more snow because you're smack dab with that cold air that's going to be in place. Now, let us also look. I want us to look at the models here and show you where some of these models have come to agreement. And again, I want to. Anyone can ask questions. More questions is always fine. It's always good. It's always good to have questions. I'm going to set something up for you guys. Can you check to see when spring is coming? Well, according to the calendar, if you want to. The calendar is the best thing, Calendar is the best thing. What does the calendar say? I mean, to be honest, after the storm system happens for us, for majority of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, it's going to warm up to the 40s. So I know it's been brutally cold for all of us that's been living here in this region. Brutally cold for the last 24 hours, last 2 days. But after the storm system departs, there will be a reprieve in the first week of February, with temperatures going up to the 40s. And immediately right after the snow, after the snowstorm goes, that a day after Wednesday, it's still going to be in the 30s, but Thursday, Friday of next week, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 40s. So a lot of snow will melt during the day if we get some sun shining here. And at night, whatever's left is going to refreeze, of course. And then out ahead another system that's going to make its approach, and that looks to be like rain, but it's only one day at a time. We don't like to generally talk about things that's too far ahead in time, because once you start doing that, the models and the computer guidance tends to generally be off. So we're not even going to talk about the next system, because that next system I believe is still, if not making landfall in the West Coast. So as long as it stays out in the ocean, there's less data that we can get. We get some data, but more data comes obviously when these storms come ashore to the coast areas. So this storm has traveled from the West Coast, and now is affecting our friends in the Midwest, Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio. It's doing what we call a cross country. If you want to run cross country before, you want from one side of the field to another side of the field. That's how these storm systems move cross country. So we had a cross country system. This same system dumped 4 to 5, 6 feet of snow. We're not getting those type of amounts. Nobody's gonna get that. Thank God, right? Some of us, 5 feet will bury most of us from toe to head. Yes, I'm saying, or 6 feet definitely bury majority of us, except for those who are above 6 feet. But we're not getting those type of amounts, so don't have to worry. But for those who like skiing and snowboarding and you want to go out to the West Coast, they have some nice fresh snowpack that fell from this system out there, and pretty good snowpack. So check it out if you are into that. So before we let everyone go for the evening, I wanted to show you all some of the other computer models, especially the short range route we're in. And, just for purposes, like at this point, models are no good. The short range is okay, like the NAM, but the time period is now. So we're in the now time period. So that's what we call it, nowcasting. We're in the now period now. The storm is knocking on our doorstep. So after tonight, after I do this recording with this live stream with you all, you see me back tomorrow. We will not be discussing, of course, models at this point. Everything just going to be radar. We're just going to be looking at the radar. That's it. Don't worry about the American model, which I'm going to show you. The European model, that's done. They have served their purpose, and in fact, they've served their purpose so well so far. They're in agreement. I mean, the computer model is in agreement. When that happens, that lessens the amount of hair that we have to pull out from our heads, and the amount of stress. I mean, beloved still get stressed because these things are, when it comes time to these coastal storms, it's hard to predict because any little wobble to the south or any wobble close to the coast um, could dictate either less snow, more snow, no snow, all of these different things. So it's like, can we get some type of consensus? That's what we're looking for, some type of consensus. So I want to show you guys the earlier runs of the American model and the NAM, the short range model, which, in fact, we're going to bring that up too in just a second here. You're going to see I'm going to show you guys the similarities of the models and what they're producing for us. Give me 1 second. There we go. So now we're going to take a look. We're going to discuss briefly, and then we'll pull up 1 or 2 models, and then we leave for the night, and everyone can enjoy the night. So now, this is the GFS from the 18. This is the 18Z suite, and this GFS has several different types of suites. The 8Z. I mean, it's broken down the different. It's the same model, but broken down into hours. We're talking about hours, right? I want to give a point out to this. The low pressure system we talked about is right there. There we go. Low pressure system is right there. Sitting right off the coast of Delaware, just east of Delaware, just south of Atlantic City, right? All that dark purple, bluish color is moderate to heavy snow, stretching all the way back to central PA, getting into northern New Jersey, New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and then eventually into Boston. I mean, I just want to show you guys where the low pressure system, this storm system, is generally going to be. Right there, that's the GFS. Now let's look at the NAM model. Okay, the NAM model. Even though this is a little later in the run, that's why the storm system is generally where you see it right there. That low that says 995 over there. That's in a good spot, man. That's in a real good spot. Anything too farther inland, it will shift that rain snow line even further up. And look at where the rain snow line is. I mean, that orange color, that's the way the rain snow line is going to creep into central southern New Jersey. It's already raining in Atlantic City already. And there's already going to be some mixing in Philadelphia and central New Jersey. So that's going to possibly hold your accumulations down. And that's why I said any one point west of Philadelphia, north and west of Philadelphia, is going to stay all snow. So you're going to see those higher amounts more than likely for the western counties over outside of Philadelphia and northern counties, because you guys will stay in the cold air for pretty much the whole duration of the storm system. So I just wanted to show you guys those 2 things. And now we're going to also look at the last few things that I have for you all. And I know we've been on for a little bit, so don't want to hold people too long. I do want to give people a consensus of Sorry guys. Do you guys hear me? Oh man, people stuck around. Yeah, my phone just died actually. So blooper. Technical difficulties there. I'm sorry about that. To the people that were listening in. My phone just died. Just died on me. So I had to put it on the charger. So there was a couple other things that I wanted to show. Um, but we probably won't be able to get to that tonight. No, we won't be able to get to that tonight. Not on this live stream. Probably we'll have to. Probably I will upload it to my page then. Yeah, I'll upload it to the Eco Beloved page. Does everyone hear me? Right? Everyone hear me loud and clear? Do I sound good? Press 1 if you can hear me. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to upload. I'm gonna have to upload the other things I wanted to show you all for this evening. Those last two things. And those were mainly just the models, especially the short range NAM and a little bit of the GFS model. But we won't be able to get to that this evening. But generally speaking, to answer anyone's question, I don't know if anyone else has any other questions, feel free to leave those questions in the comment section below. If I can't get to them now in this live stream, we have a few minutes left. Just leave them in the comment section. We'll be constantly sharing updates as we go about tonight, and then definitely into tomorrow. I'll be back, Creator willing, God willing, to share with you all any latest adjustments, updates. But generally, get ready, DC all the way up to Boston. Get your shovels and your snow blowers ready. Central Southern PA, get your shovels and snow blowers ready. Snow blowers, shovels ready in Cleveland. I mean, I know we didn't talk extensively about Cleveland or about Chicago. It's already snowing in Chicago already. They could expect several more inches of snow out there. Indianapolis, you get spared this time, 1 inch of snow there because of the way that the storm system is tracking up the Ohio River Valley. It's not favorable. It's bringing up a lot more warmer air from the south up to your region. So, but if you're going 20, 30 miles north of 40 miles even north of Indianapolis, then you can start getting into the snow, more snow, and there you could get a couple more inches, especially northern Indiana. Could get more snow. Majority in Cleveland and like or that area around Ohio, several inches there. Pittsburgh too, you're gonna get blasted. Get ready, get your snow shovels out. Several inches, probably by 6 to 8 inches in the city of Pittsburgh itself. So get your shovels out, get your snow blowers out there. Cleveland, probably around the same ordeal. Get your snow blowers out and your shovels out. Hopefully everyone has gotten the necessary items they needed from the store. If not, some of you all still have some time, especially if you live in DC up to Boston, particularly now. If your store is still open, but in the morning when you all wake up, if you're last minute shoppers, your last minute items before you get snowed in on Monday, because that's where we're going. We're going to end up being snowed in on Monday. That's just what it is. You're probably going to end up being snowed in on Tuesday too. It's the reality. Probably won't be able to start shoveling out your cars, your driveways, and byways until probably late Tuesday and more likely Wednesday. And then the rest of the week, temperatures start to moderate, so that should start helping to melt the snow a little bit faster. So the things will balance itself out. So for those who don't like the snow, you won't be seeing it after this for a little bit until the next time we talk about another snowstorm. Right now, this is the one we're dealing with. So hope everyone I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop in the comment section below. I see people coming in and out. Definitely appreciate those who have tuned in so far. Those who have participated, those who have dropped questions. Hasina, Khadija, Asia, Kimberly, Songstress, EJ the Goat. Thank you all for coming in. Appreciate you all. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Saturday evening. I will be sharing updates on my page. Don't forget to follow my page, The Eco Beloved. That's my name on the left-hand corner of the screen that you see right there. We are simulcasting to New Freedom Exchange as well on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Facebook, YouTube is New Freedom Exchange. Like the page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Twitch and FX streaming on Twitch. And don't forget to like my page, Nico Beloved, where a lot more information is going to be coming out this evening and tomorrow. And hope to see you all soon. Creator willing, God willing. I see you all tomorrow. Peace and blessings. Thank you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.